In the late 1970s, different companies began to meet, to get together, to not only share ideas, but also to strengthen this community of people who shared this idea about the power of trade for positive change. And over time, they began to meet every year. And in 1994, they formally created the Fair Trade Federation as this association to support them in their work, to help bring them together, and then to promote them and distinguish them in the marketplace. And what that means is we work to help make those companies that really have fair trade at the heart of what they do, we help to make them stronger businesses and stronger fair traders. And then we work with buyers and consumers and students to promote them and distinguish the work that they do from companies that might have a partial commitment to fair trade, or in many cases, no commitment at all. Within the Federation, we really have three different kinds of members. About 60% of our membership are importing companies. So businesses based in the US and Canada who work with primarily artisan communities overseas to import their handmade products. We also have about 30% of the membership that are retailers, and then the other 10% are primarily commodities companies, so fully committed coffee roasters or chocolate companies who also, again, have fair trade at the heart of what they do, and all that they do is about fair trade. In some ways, my job is made easy by the fact that we have great products that people are interested in and taste good and look good, so that makes it a bit of an easier sell because folks appreciate what they have in front of them. And a lot of that is complemented by talking to people about the tremendous power that they have as a consumer and noting the tremendous impact they can make when they use that power to create positive change. Any decision we make when we go to the store, when we live our lives, has some type of impact. And I think that the message about creating positive change and all of those spillover effects really resonates with Americans. We found that the idea of fair trade is something that appeals to folks, red states, blue states, left and right, rural and urban, all of these different ideas seem to connect with something that I think most people understand. And when you give people the opportunity or you explain to them the opportunity that they have as they go to the store, people get it. And they begin to think differently about all of the decisions that they make. And one of the things we hope is that people just begin to ask more questions. They'll begin to see that you don't have to say, well, if this one is fair trade, what is that one, when you choose a fully committed company? Because everything that comes from one of our members has that at the heart of what they do. Our approach, again, is to enable communities to change their own lives and to help themselves. And we see this as a tool to eradicate poverty because the communities can be organized. Particularly, about 70% of fair trade production is done by women. And so when women are empowered within their community, we know that change happens because it spills out into other segments of society. Something as simple as paying fair wages is one of the clearest and easiest examples, and that's the one that's most often associated with fair trade because we do offer things like advanced payment so that women don't need to borrow money in order to create a product. Another element of fair trade, the build capacity element, offers this advance payment as a way to curb this particular cycle. So they'll get 50% of the money up front in order to cover some of the initial costs of materials and personnel and space, and then get paid promptly on delivery. So they don't have to wait that additional month or 2 months in order to take advantage and to reap the benefits of the work that they've done. So that's just one particular element of fair trade that we hope and we know will eradicate poverty. When I talk to artisans about the work that they do and why working with fair trade companies is different from working with other NGOs or other companies, that's often one of the first things they say. They pay on time, they pay fairly, they don't try to cheat me, and they are interested and respectful of the work that I've done. And so we think that that is absolutely something to celebrate about fair trade and something that really separates a fair trade organization even from someone who may import 1 or 2 fair trade products.